The man's feet were tied to a heavy anchor weighing dozens of pounds. The thugs then threw the anchor into the ocean. Under the massive weight of the anchor, David was instantly pulled off the boat. Luckily, he managed to grab onto the railing with one hand. The fat guy saw this and moved to kick David off, but David shot him in the foot instead. His partner nearby didn't even have time to react before David shot him in the ear. While both men were down, David quickly seized the opportunity to climb up, but the anchor was just too heavy. When the thugs saw he had a gun, they rushed to the pilot house and fired up the propeller at full throttle. The speedboat immediately took off. David had no choice but to hang on tight to the side of the boat to keep from sinking to the bottom, but as the boat picked up speed, David's strength was slowly draining away. With the heavy anchor constantly dragging him down, he lost his grip and let the anchor pull him underwater. Although this part of the ocean wasn't very deep, David had to figure out a way to surface quickly or he'd be buried at sea. David tried frantically to unlock the chains around his feet, but it was no use. Suddenly, something came to him. He started looking around and finally spotted the dropped gun not far away. David quickly pulled the anchor close to himself, then grabbed it and started hopping along the ocean floor. Finally, using every ounce of strength he had, he reached the gun. David quickly grabbed the pistol and aimed it at the chain. He made it. Using his last breath, he surfaced. A few hours earlier, David and his partner had been treasure hunting at sea. Suddenly their boat broke down, so they went underwater to pump sand. The sand pump on the boat suddenly started sparking, igniting some scrap paper nearby. The paper got blown into the cabin, setting it on fire. The gas tank on the boat exploded. David and his partner were still fixing the sand pump, completely unaware that the boat had exploded and was totaled, slowly sinking to the bottom. A cloud of dust kicked up behind them. The two men turned around but couldn't see anything. In the midst of all that dust, David suddenly grabbed onto something. He surfaced and examined the fragment carefully, then excitedly kissed his partner. It turned out to be the treasure he'd been searching for all these years. Once they calmed down, they realized their boat had sunk. David knew he was in deep trouble. Soon David was brought before his financier. He handed over the fragment to his backer, claiming that with this piece, they could find the Spanish treasure. The financier was furious. He had invested tens of thousands of dollars in David's treasure hunt, and now not only was the boat destroyed, but David had only found a broken piece of pottery. So he ordered his men to throw David into the ocean to feed the fish, and that's how we got to the opening scene.